Hi everyone! Before I get started on today's video, I have one thing I'd like to say. Christmas is coming. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. Christmas is my absolute favorite holiday of all time, and I really look forward to it every year. I love all the decorations and all the different Christmas cookies and candies. I also look forward to the Starbucks peppermint mocha frappuccino as well. So, to celebrate Christmas a bit early this year, I have on my fancy Christmas sweater. And I'm also reviewing one of my favorite book series of all time. So, let's get started. The book I'm reviewing today is Golden Fool by Robin Hobb. Golden Fool is the second book in the Tawny Man trilogy. Even after swearing that he would never return, Fitz Chivalry Farseer, masquerading as Tom Badgerlock, returns to Buckkeep once again to resume his duties and become a journeyman assassin. This book is a 5-star book in my opinion. I'm a big fan of Robin Hobb's books, especially the ones about Fitz, but there's always a bit of trepidation when starting a second book in a series, especially a second book in a sequel series. That's even worse than just a normal second book, because far too often they don't live up to your expectations of what they should be, especially if the first book was really, really good. But I'm pleased to say with this one that that was not the case, and it was just as good as all the previous books. The good things about this book. I love Robin Hobb's incredible detail and how well she knows her characters. I also love how real Fitz seems. It's one of my favorite parts in these books. As always, I love the relationships and the different interactions between all the characters in the books. The bad things. This one didn't have as much unnecessary strife as some of the earlier ones did, but it still had its fair share of it. Also, while I enjoyed the slow pace of this book, for other readers it could maybe seem a bit dull or too slow. At some parts, things would seem to drag on for too long, and you would just be like, just get on with it already. But again, this can sometimes be annoying, but it's also one of the things that makes the books very original and one of my favorite series. Alright, let's move on to the next half. So, in this book, Fitz finally returns to Buckkeep for what seems to be for good, but there's one major difference in that in this book, Nighteyes is gone. Like with Fitz, it didn't fully sink in with me until I started this book what that really meant, and as I started reading it, I realized that without Nighteyes, that the book is missing something really special and something that can't be gotten back again. I have to start moving on before I start crying, because it really was very sad. I think I finally figured out while reading this one why I like these books so much, and why I like Fitz so much. The way Robin Hobb writes Fitz makes him so real and relatable, more pretty much than any other character I've ever read about before. Fitz doesn't always make the right decisions, and he doesn't always make the smartest decisions, but you always understand why he did what he did. Whereas in other books, you'll just be confused and thinking how irrational or crazy what some characters did seems. To me, I always understood why Fitz did things. I think that's why Fitz is such a relatable and unforgettable character. For example, Robin Hobb shows Fitz's good side and bad side many times throughout the books. He especially showed his bad side when he confronted the Fool about the Fool's feelings for him and the secrets the Fool's been hiding from his past, and that almost destroyed their friendship. But he also redeemed himself in the very end of the book when he apologized to the Fool and made things maybe not the same, but right between them. It was one of my favorite scenes in the entire book. Also in this book, and it's funny to say with how old Fitz is, that I think he grew up a little bit more and finally has taken charge of his life fully. And this is just a bit interesting. I had wondered when I started this book when someone was going to slip up and reveal to Prince Dutiful who Fitz really was, and after thinking about it, I had guessed that it would be Shade. And I was a bit pleasantly surprised when I discovered that I was correct. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up, comment with any suggestions or things you think I might like to read, and subscribe if you want to see more. I'll also put a link in the description for my earlier review of Fool's Errand. I'll also put a link to my Twitter account down below in the description. So Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Bye!